So what is this concept of self-empowerment, and why is it so important in our life? Well, I would like to just a little bit tell you about my story so that you can really understand what I mean by self-empowerment. A few years ago, I was diagnosed with anxiety, depression, and panic attacks. And that was one of the times in my life which was roughest and toughest. And this was definitely due to some life-changing situations, some external pressures, some internal deprivations, some childhood turbulences, some trauma, a lot of things combined together, because I do believe that people tend to alter their brain chemicals due to external stress or internal emotional insatisfactions, which leads them towards anxiety, panic attacks, or any kind of depressions. So in my story, I went to a point when I became a little bit suicidal, and I thought this was not the life I thought my life would be going to become, and if this is what it is, then I don't want to live it. But that was also the time where my heart said that there's more to it. You gotta really understand what is going on with you. You have to understand what is something which is not right internally, which is making you feel this way. I had so many questions and I wanted all of my answers, and I started to look for it. And it's said that when you look for something with a deeper feeling, and when you're ready for the answers, they start to come in front of you. I looked for it. I went to a lot of spiritual retreats. I actually hired a lot of mentors. I spoke to a lot of spiritual teachers, and there was not even a single seminar where I didn't show up, or not a beautiful, great spiritual book or like a life-changing personal development book that I didn't read. So I was everywhere. And slowly I started to, understand myself. I started to understand life a little bit more. I started to understand the reasons of the pain that we go through. I started to understand what was deficient in me. I started to understand my thought patterns and the way I create emotions in my system. I started to understand that I had a lot of weakness of heart. So when I realized my problems, I started to find solutions to fix them. And of course, it's not a quick fix. It's a time-consuming process. And for me, it was like all the scattered information which was all over the place, but I had to make sense of it. So it took me a few years to make sense of it. But today, when I see other people getting transformed after they learn the concept of self-empowerment, it all makes sense to me. It all makes me feel really great about what I have put together, and I'm helping people to get the information and implement in their life, which took me almost 2 to 3 years to really find out. So when I talk about self-empowerment, it's a process which will give you the understanding of your own self, of life, of the many factors which are involved in conditioning of your mind, conditioning of your thought process, the way you have been giving reactions in the world so far, the way your emotions are being channelized, and a lot more of understanding of your core self, your fears, your insecurities, so you can actually derive a plan to transform yourself, to change all those negative patterns and create something positive out of it, to actually feel amazing. Because at the end of the day, no matter how many years you live, if your life sucks because you feel uneasy, you feel depressed, you feel stressful all the time, then it's not a life which is worth living. Even if you live for 2 days, we should make sure that those 2 days were the perfect days of our life. At least we should strive for that. So self-empowerment is all about empowering your mind, your heart, your body, so that it collectively becomes such a powerhouse for you that you exactly know which direction are you going, how are you going to react to the situations, and then your stresses and anxiety will start to go down, because now your fear is nothing but a thought which you can change anytime you want to, because your insecurities are nothing but becomes like a little bit of more clarity about your own understanding of the way you behave, of the way you have anticipated so many things so far, and the way you really want to take them further. So self-empowerment is empowerment of your being, and that is what I teach, and that is what I really want people to understand, that quick fixes like sleeping pills or anti-anxiety pills, that's not the solution to the problem. Today we see the numbers is astonishing. Almost 40 million people only in America are diagnosed with anxiety disorders, so forget about the whole world. It's just crazy. So we don't want to stay there. We want to be happy. We want to live a life which is giving our fullest expression in the world. We don't want to become somebody else. We don't want to fight and compete, but we want to become ourselves. Your only karma in this world is to express who you are to the fullest potential. That's all it is. It could be monetary, it could be, building a big businesses, it could be, just being the best musician you can be, just being the best painter or a coach, or anything and everything that you think that you can deliver to the world and create your own little space. But before that, you gotta have a sound mind, you gotta have a sound heart, because a lot of people, so many talented people, are just killing themselves, committing suicide, or living in a very low profile, mediocre lifestyle just because they don't know how to express themselves fully. And that is only because of their mindset, which is kind of limited at this time, the emotional conditioning, which is not positive, and they just keep on staying in the place that's not a very pleasant space. So guys, I hope you got a little bit of more clarity on self-empowerment. So I just launched a self-empowerment academy a few months, actually like 1.5 months ago, and where I provide training from your heart, body and mind, all the attributes to it in a very significant way, so that it reaches you, it becomes easy to absorb, and you can really do something about the information and apply in your life and move ahead. And this academy is very feasible in terms of the charges. I'm only taking like $10 per month, which is really insignificant to the amount of information that you're gonna get out there. You can also go for the annual subscription, which is additional 20% off than the per month charges. So if you are an action taker, and if you know that you want to take responsibility of your life, then please come and join Self-Empowerment Academy. The link is right below, and I hope that is going to make a big difference in your life, because it all starts with you. When your internal changes, everything outside changes. So that's the place to do that. So I welcome you, I invite you to join Self-Empowerment Academy, and I will see you on the other side. Thank you very much for watching this video.